All right, you guys. It's a scene of the mummy out there. But we got work to do. So, I'm going to get this stuff cleaned up. I got this, the power steering pump, the alternator. Pull the water pump off of this. Spoke to Brandon. He does want everything black, so I'm going to do a little rattle can magic. Get all this stuff blacked out. Make it look pretty. Hector did say that he does have a flex plate available for a 4L60, so I'm going to try to pick that up this afternoon. If not, it'll probably be tomorrow. But for now, let's get this cleaned up, get all this crust off, and get this stuff painted and ready to go. Because we're using the fast intake, we're going to have to cut this sucker off right here for the idler pulley, and it basically removes it to like right here somewhere. I have that bracket in one of these boxes, but once we get there, I'll find it, figure it out. Talked to Brandon. He had only bought one motor mount, so he's gonna order the other one. But we got the adapter plates on, and we also need an oil fill cap, and I think I have pretty much everything else other than like the wiring and stuff. But I mocked the fuel rails on there to make sure that I had the correct spacers for the truck injectors. I'm still gonna pull these out, test and clean each of them, make sure we got good flow so we're not dealing with those issues when we're trying to start it. So let me get you guys set up and we'll start getting this stuff cleaned up. All right, you guys, got this mostly cleaned up. Some of this baked on is hard to get. Easiest way would be to sandblast it or hot tank it, or maybe one of those ultrasonic cleaners, but I have none of that. I have a grinder and some wire wheels. But we got this part cut off for the where the idler used to go, and once I get it painted, and I'll show you guys where that bracket goes. It mounts on these three holes right here, and it moves that idler right here. So let me finish cleaning up the rest of this stuff, and then start shooting some paint, and we'll get it mocked up. All right, so got the water pump mounted, nice and black. Looks really nice. But we have an issue. So because this is a fast intake, it doesn't clear the bracket. So the bracket mounts here, and that nipple right there is in the way. It's actually in the way of like right where the alternator mounts. So if we put this up where it's supposed to go, bam. In the words of Kendrick Lamar, beam back, boom back, bing back, bang. It hits right there. So talked to Brandon, showed him what was going on, and he's a big money baller, so he's just gonna buy some new brackets to move the alternator over a little bit. And since he's gonna order them, we might as well just get some black ones. That way I don't gotta paint all that. And then we'll mount everything else. So I need to test the fuel injectors, the harness, which I have to say, the Ace fuel injection setup is super nice. It comes with all the wiring you need for Gen 4 and Gen 3. They include it. I think the only difference is if you're doing like drive-by-wire or drive-by-cable. We're doing drive-by-cable, so you got the drive-by-cable harness, and it comes with two of them. In case you're using a truck style map sensor, it comes with either the Bosch or the Delphi. We are going to use the Bosch map sensor here. And I don't know what happened, my video just froze, but we are using the Bosch map sensor, and they do include the sensor. They include the map sensor and the intake air temp sensor, so that's pretty sweet. Also, they include wiring for the coils, so we got rid of the stock harness with the ugly weathered connectors and cables, so it replaces all that. It comes with its own like harness, grounded to the head, blah blah blah, same on both sides. The fuel injector harness, this is a EV6, but we have Multec connectors, so I think I was gonna cut these off and then splice the original connectors for these injectors, but in case we need to upgrade, I have these. These are Multec to EV1 connectors, but I have some female EV6 connectors, and I'll probably just splice these and get some adapters, make some adapters, and then that way, in case if he ever wants to go to LS3 injectors, which I think these are like 38-pound injectors right now from the stock truck intake. Just added spacers to match the LS2 height. If he ever wants to do LS3 injectors, then we'll just pop these out and then connect it straight to the injector and get rid of the little adapters. I'll get with him. Maybe he'll watch this and he'll want to go to LS3 injectors. We just need to get the right spacers for him. But, I mean, they're, I think, 48-pound injectors will give you a little more fuel. So it's removing a ton of air. It would probably help. Other than that, he's got the headers at home. Comes with new bolts and gaskets and all that. I think he did order the engine mount last night. Also, the Aces stuff comes with the 58X and the 24X cam and crank sensor pigtail, so that's pretty cool. I think this will be our stopping point. If I get a chance, I'm gonna try to go to Hector's and pick up the flex plate. That way I can get the engine off the stand, replace the rear main, install the flex plate, put the converter on, and then put everything together. And then once we get the alternator bracket, we'll slap that on, hopefully once it's in the truck. So for now that's all we got. It's coming together. It's looking super sweet. But either way, thanks for hanging out. Peace, and remember, Jesus loves you. Despite the issues with the bracket over here, I'm gonna show you guys. See, this is the idler pulley relocation bracket. So since I cut this off, it moves the idler right here. And essentially, you'll run your power steering belt to go around here. Wait, yeah, it'll go around here, over, and then to the alternator, and then it goes to the water pump. Under the water pump like that, and then over to the tensioner, and then back to the balancer. And then if you want to run AC, it'll be up here, and then you can just get a longer belt, run it up across the AC, and then back down. But it moves the idler from there to about right there in the middle. So, quick lesson on that, in case you were wondering.